everybody. Welcome to Pushing Out Prevention, a Labor of Love. This is Renee Salyer, and I'm here with Melanie Wilhite and Kelly
Bradley.
Kelly Baker. I don't know why. And I just wanted to let you know today our topic is social emotional learning are not bad words. We're going to talk a little bit about that, and then we'll just kind of give you some ideas on what's happening with Kosciuszko Cares.
Yeah, and I just think it's important to get the message out to parents. I know here lately, social emotional learning has taken a bad rap. You know, we've had people come in and equate it to critical race theory, and it's nothing like that. It's just such an important tool. Don't you think that?
Yes.
That we need to get across to our youth and start young.
Yes. And, you know, we're having to kind of step around it in ways that are just kind of silly because social emotional learning is something that everybody has to figure out in their life. I mean,
it's simply the development and the process which a child learns and understands their emotions. It helps them form relationships and navigate through their social world. And it begins at infancy and it goes all the way up through the end of our life. So it's very important to have these skills.
It sure is.
I mean, who doesn't need help in their life with decision making, their future, anger management, integrity?
Yes.
All of these things that we work on with the kids.
In an article by Robert Wood, he talks about that 54% of students who have social emotional learning graduate. 54% more are likely to graduate with a diploma. 40% or more are likely to have full-time jobs by the age of 25, and twice are likely to attain a college degree in early adulthood. So these are like pretty big percentages.
Yeah.
I know, and we're working a lot towards, trying to get it into schools. We're meeting with Warsaw right now. We would like to see the Second Steps program go clear through 3 to 5 year olds, through elementary school, on through middle and high school. We're already doing Second Steps in North Manchester and also down in Miami County, and we're seeing good results.
Mm-hmm. And we have Head Start here in Warsaw doing it with their early children. Yeah.
And, we do have our Rise Up program too, where that works on, everything we talked about. It's just such an important tool. It truly is.
It is, because it's an essential skill. It's needed in all of our lives, like Kelly said, not only to be successful in school, work, or personal growth. These are skills to be taught as we are not born knowing how to manage our emotions. Right. And social emotional skills can help us to be successful and thrive in life.
And I feel like when we go out and we work with kids and we talk to teachers, we talk about, they tell us how bad anxiety is, how stressed the kids are right now.
Right.
And, we work on a lot of those things too in social emotional learning with stress and anxiety.
Yeah.
Giving them things to cope, tools.
Yeah, when they can cope with things, they're able to regulate and be able to move forward. And, a lot of kids who are living in trauma or have had trauma, it's hard for them to figure out how to cope and to learn how to regulate their emotions. So I think some of the behaviors we see in some of the kids these days, and just with anxiety, it's just a useful tool to have.
And then even to talk about, as they get older, the substances and the decisions you make and not to use. And, things like that. And even how substances affect the brain. We go over some of that as well. There's just all kinds of great information with social emotional learning.
And when we're taught how to regulate our emotions, there's a lot of abilities when things come up in their life to be able to be more resilient.
Yes.
And, their emotional stress is lowered. And when that happens in a school setting, there's less disciplinary problems going on.
Right. And we call it now, instead of social emotional learning here at Kosciuszko Cares, we've been calling it resiliency programming.
Yeah.
Because truly that's what it is.
Yeah.
We want your child, your youth to be resilient and be able to handle everything that comes at them in life.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And to take those moments to take a breath or whatever that skill that they learn from these trainings is to help them take that time to regulate and not just react
Right.
and react badly at the situation, but more take a time to figure out what's the best solution.
Right. And we all have emotions. We all have anger, and anger is not a bad emotion. It's how you act out the anger. And these skills help them realize the good behavior versus bad behavior. And I really like that.
Yeah.
Starting at 3 and 4 year olds,
Yeah.
they can start recognizing that. So when they get into 4th and 5th grade and they have an anger moment, they can say, this is not a bad thing, but this is how I'm going to work through it.
Right.
And who doesn't want that for their child?
Yeah.
Right.
Especially when their brain is not fully developed
Right.
and they don't have that capacity within themselves to even figure it out on their own. So why not have social emotional learning in the schools, in other classrooms, and in other ways? I think it's just so important. I think with second steps, that's huge. And that goes from
That goes clear up through high school.
Yeah.
And I think it's all about
early learning to high
consistency.
school.
If we can get it into Warsaw and we can get a consistent program where the kids are taught, like I said, from 3 years old on up through high school, how to regulate their emotions, how to make decisions about not to use substances, all the things that the schools are having problems with right now. I think it's a win.
It is.
And it's a win for the parents as well.
Mhm.
And I know a lot of the parents now have to look at the curriculum that goes through, and I hope that they can look at it with a new set of eyes and see that it is resiliency programming like we spoke about and how important that is for their child.
Right. Yeah. Well, schools are seeing some changes in
Yes.
the kids, and I believe that this will become more of a needed, useful tool, and we'll be seeing more classes taking this on. But it's a layered effect in our community. I've said this many times, is that not just our programs that are needed. It's all the other things like DARE and
Right.
just building blocks of
Right. And we-
different programs that help to build strong youth in our
Yes.
community.
Yes.
So
And I'm glad that, we've been helping with the DARE program now and being able to use our Rise Up program with the kids, the elementary kids, as kind of a pre or after program for DARE.
yeah, I mean, it's partnerships like that, and that really make it I hate to say that cliche, but it takes a village to
It does.
really grow your
does.
your youth in the community. But
Yes.
it's supportive for the parents too. I think parents need that additional assistance more now than ever with all the social media coming at kids and different things that they're up against daily. But it also gives the parents some help and ways to talk to their kids too, because the
Right.
kids will gain some really knowledge in these different opportunities
It's
to
really-
talk with their parents and
Right.
share.
It's really a
It's open.
lifelong skill.
Mhm.
Right.
I mean, you start it and you continue to grow.
Right.
Yeah.
And they have to realize, parents, you're raising this child to be a successful member of a community.
Mm-hmm.
And you do want your child to be successful
Yeah.
because, with the problems in life, we know they only get worse as we age, as we go on. There's other things you've got to handle as you get older.
Mhm.
And if they have these tools,
Yeah.
they can handle them better.
Yeah. And, our goal ultimately is to make sure that youth have this tool to say no to drugs or alcohol. But, when you're living and being able to think positively, have good social, emotional feelings,
Mhm.
you can make wise decisions when it comes to something that you shouldn't be doing, or, something that's going to affect you badly, like drugs or alcohol. So
Yeah.
It's-
And your student's going to have better grades.
Mhm.
They're not going to be having the disciplinary things that were going on before if they've been taught right.
yeah.
So,
So social emotional learning are not bad words. And we really just hope that as this gets out into the community, that you'll think about the times that maybe a teacher will come to you and say, I would like to do these classes with your child. I think it's good to know the facts about why it's important, and that it's not anything that we're trying to put in their minds about critical race theory.
Right.
It's nothing like that. It's nothing that has anything to do with that. It's really building healthy individuals for the future.
I agree totally.
All right. Well, if you have any questions about anything we've talked about today, Kosciuszko Cares is always available to speak with you either through social media or on our website at inspire-in.org, or you can, like I said, message us on Facebook. We are going to be doing some new classes coming up here real soon. We've got some teen court classes coming up. We've also got Rise Up coming up. Rise Up support group is an important part of what we do, and that helps you to understand, again, a lot of these things that, they need to work through, but also talk about their feelings and how to be good friends and how to stand up for themselves. And those are classes that can be joined at any time, and we do those on Mondays, but we ask that you register for those classes if you're interested by emailing Renee at kosciuszkocares.org, and that's RENEA at kosciuszkocares.org. And then we have parent cafes that are every other week through the next few months on Wednesdays. And if you're interested in getting some parenting support, that's a good place to start. And you can, again, email RENEA at kosciuszkocares.org to get registered and learn more about those programs. Anything else?
I don't think so. I think we covered it. We just wanted to get the word out to parents about how important, resiliency program is in their youth. I mean, it's super important, and, I think it's taken a bad rap, and we wanted to get the truth out there.
Yeah. So, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.